If your organization is using biometric authentication and you don't have a structured compliance framework in place, you're not just at risk, you're already exposed. Most financial institutions understand biometric privacy laws like BIPA and GDPR, but they struggle with one critical issue: how to actually implement compliance in real operations. Knowing the law is one thing. Building systems that follow the law is where most companies fail. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step biometric data compliance framework that you can apply immediately to your bank, fintech platform, or customer authentication system. Let's start with the foundation: data mapping. Before you collect a single piece of biometric data, you need to understand exactly where that data comes from, where it goes, and who touches it. That means mapping every point in the life cycle: collection, storage, usage, sharing, and deletion. If you can't visualize your data flow, you can't control your risk. Next is consent. Biometric data requires informed, written consent before collection. Not buried in terms and conditions. Not implied. Explicit. Your customers need to know what data you're collecting, why you're collecting it, how long you're keeping it, and who you're sharing it with. Without this, you are already out of compliance. Now let's move into operational controls. This is where compliance becomes real. You need strict access controls so only authorized personnel can interact with biometric data. Role-based permissions are critical. Not everyone in your organization should have access to sensitive identity data. From there, we go into monitoring and audit logs. Every interaction with biometric data should be tracked. Who accessed it, when they accessed it, and what they did with it. This creates accountability and gives you protection in the event of an audit or investigation. Now let's talk about encryption. Biometric data must be protected both at rest and in transit. That means using strong encryption standards across your entire system. If your data is not encrypted, it is vulnerable, period. Next is third-party risk management. Most companies rely on vendors for facial recognition or biometric authentication tools. That's a major risk point. You need to vet every vendor, understand how they handle data, and ensure they meet your compliance standards. If they fail, you are still responsible. Now let's address retention and deletion policies. You cannot keep biometric data forever. You must define how long the data is retained and ensure it is securely deleted once that period ends. This is one of the most enforced areas in biometric privacy law and one of the most overlooked. Then comes incident response. If a biometric data breach happens, you need a clear, documented response plan. Who gets notified? How fast do you act? What steps are taken to contain the issue? Without a plan, a breach turns into a disaster. And finally, continuous compliance. Biometric laws are evolving rapidly. What's compliant today may not be compliant tomorrow. You need ongoing reviews, regular audits, and continuous updates to your policies and systems. Let's bring this together with a real-world example. Imagine a bank implementing facial recognition login. They map the data flow from the customer's device to their servers. They collect explicit consent before enrollment. They encrypt all facial data, restrict access internally, log every interaction, vet their technology vendor, and set a defined deletion timeline. On top of that, they regularly audit the system and update policies as regulations change. That's what a compliant system looks like. Now here's the risk if you don't do this. Skipping even one of these steps, especially consent, vendor oversight, or retention policies, can lead to lawsuits, regulatory fines, and loss of customer trust. And in the world of biometric data, trust is everything. So here's your takeaway. Biometric compliance isn't about checking a box. It's about building a system that controls data from the moment it's collected to the moment it's deleted. If you're implementing biometric authentication, start building your compliance framework now, before regulators force you to. And if you want more real-world banking compliance strategies, financial education, and systems you can actually use, make sure you stay connected with Get It.
Disclaimer. This content is for educational purposes only and is not legal, compliance, or financial advice. Please consult a qualified professional before making any financial decisions.